Okay. So going back to the law of addition, that's a law number five, which is the law of addition. Now, the law of addition is, it's a mathematical term, but we are not talking about mathematics this time. When you say the law of addition, it is primarily a leader adding value to the organization. Now, before we go to our workbook, let me go through some of our supplementary notes. So there are two kinds of leaders. One is a selfish leader, and the other one is a servant leader. I'm sure you are outstanding as leaders, but you are not saints. So let us find out. There might be something. Alam niyo, tayo mga tao, as people, sometimes we have a public image and a private image. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I like John Maxwell's honesty when he said that, I did this, I did that. While he was lecturing, he still had testimonies of him having flaws in his leadership. So it's good to see people, who are real. And so let's see. Do you still have hidden selfishness inside of you? Okay. But I'm sure you have more of servant leadership than selfish leaderships. But let's achieve excellence. We cannot be perfect, but let's achieve excellence. Excellent is near perfection. So let's do it. So take a look at yourselves right now. And I'm taking a look at myself, just to give you an idea. Especially when I was young, young and new in this lecturing, sa totoo lang, sometimes during my prayer time, I tell myself, I am a hypocrite. I'm teaching them how to love, but I don't even love people. Make me love them, Lord. Help me. Ganyan. Sometimes when I, do it forcefully, and it was like something, something like people perceive it as I was angry or something. It was because I was angry at myself. So I was lecturing with an angry tone, and they thought I was just stressing my point. But actually, no, I was not stressing my point. I was delivering my lecture because I was angry with myself, with frustration that I was not the person I was projecting. So when I used to pray, I would say, Lord, remove the hypocrisy in my heart. I want to be the same persona. I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to be whole. Make me whole. Ganyan. So hanggang ngayon, I still pray the same way. Make me whole. Remove the imperfections. As much as I can, remove it. There's nothing impossible with you. I always say that. Okay. Now, there are two kinds of leaders, as like what I've said, the selfish and the servant. So what are the indications of a selfish leader? Number one, a selfish leader would like to gain power to get people to what they want by intimidation, by fraud or manipulation. You already know that, right? Okay, by intimidation, fraud, and manipulation. Okay, well, we're a servant leader gain influence by mentorship with love, sincerity, and care. Mentorship, mentorship with love, sincerity, and care. Number two, they differ on how their confidence emanates from. Saan pang pinanggagalingan ng confidence ng tao, ng tunay na servant? First is yung selfish leader, they look for validation in victory over others. Yung validation nila is from other people. They want everybody, sorry for my language, they want everybody to kiss their ass. Yes, sir, ang galing-galing mo, sir. Yes, sir, tuta. Yes, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Watch out, you leaders. If you have somebody who's like a yes-sir person in your organization, may problema yung tao na yun. Allow them to speak up their mind respectfully, of course, respectfully. You don't also allow yourselves to be disrespected. Make sure that there is a standard way of, addressing each other in the office. So, You also don't accept disrespect. So selfish leader look for validation in victory over others. So they go like, oh, okay, ang galing ko kasi na leader. I'm really a good leader. That's why, my team is great because I'm great as a leader. That's what you hear from a selfish leader. Minsan, kasi because we've already been taught, minsan, we pretend to acknowledge our team for any victory we have. But look at your heart, inside your heart. Are you tapping yourself or are you tapping everybody in your thoughts? Ikaw lang ba magaling or team mo magaling? Okay? Number three, they differ on how they wield authority. How do selfish leaders wield authority? They're positional and boastful. Ako may-ari ha. I own this company. I'm the big boss. Okay? Ganyan yon mga selfish leaders. Um, the servant leaders, they they exert their authority by serving people. That's why I was happy when someone said Jessica has a servant heart. I think that if or something to that effect, he has a servant heart. Wow, kaya pala nagtatagal kayo dyan. 6 years, 4 years. Konting kwento lang. When I first came in, uh, I wanted to put up this school talaga. But then, we were new here. We lived in England and then we decided to come up to Scotland because of their beautiful mountains. And so now we live in the middle of a hill. So sabi ko, I want to put up first an online school, but I have to have a place where I can bring in students. So I said, I don't know anybody here. Well, I joined a church here, but no one knows the owners of hotels. So I said, apply ako sa hotel. So December, I mean, we summer season here is a touristic season. So they get seasonal employees. Apply ako sa hotel. The only opening they had was a receptionist. So I applied. When not because I need the money, because I already have my lectures. Yung shift ko is up to from 7 to 3. At that time, I was teaching people from Europe. Wala pang Philippines. Meron akong Philippines pero weekends. So, what I found out was the owners were very arrogant. Tawa-tawa sila, but they're arrogant. And at the back of, alam nyo, maswerte. I mean, you're even blessed. Because I think this company is small. Companies, because we live in the countryside, there are small companies like mga 50 employees, mga SMEs, mga SMEs lang dito because these are like provincial town, but it's a touristic company, so seasonal lang dito yung business. So makikita mo yung kaplastikan, like the big boss who owns the hotel, he goes around friendly, but look at the working condition of the people. It was very friendly. Smiles around. How are you? Yeah. I lasted for 3 weeks. Sabi ko, no, I cannot work with this organization. Alam niyo, it's not because mga UK or British or kaya nga kanina, I was telling you, maswerte kayo. Mga managers dito, naglilinis. Sometimes they work as staff. One time in that employment, I told the manager, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be a think tank in this organization, leading people, training us because we're under you. So, oh, it doesn't work here. It doesn't work here, Angela. I do this, I do that. Nagsa-chambermaid siya, nagaganto siya, run around. I said, don't you know that you're doing the job of a slave? Sinabi ko pa siya, kanya, yeah, you're doing a job of a slave. That's not what a manager. You only have the title, but the designation, but you don't function as such. I said, That's baloney. Kalukuhan, at the back of my mind. So I resigned in 3 weeks. And so I registered my business. Yun. Tapos, I met the owner of this hotel where I'm renting now, pag, if I have students. Um, so yun, maswerte kayo. I mean, I'm sorry for the word maswerte. You're blessed. You're blessed. Because in the Philippines, we have a very professional setup. I'm not sure yung sa mga probinsya, but in Metro Manila or in Luzon, you have a very professional setup. Managers function as mentors, leaders, ganyan. And with the moral values that Filipinos have, we have a very good system of, we have a very good working environment in the Philippines. So positional and boastful, yun tayo, no? Okay, and then yung servant leader, they serve. Okay, number 4, they differ in how to grow an organization. Yung selfish. Selfish says, does arrogant demands to extend their power and enlarge their organization. Kita nyo? Pag selfish leader, ganyan yan lumakad sa company or silent. It's either nakaganyan or nakatungo. Doesn't treat anybody. Goes straight to his executive office. No one can enter. Screened by the, mga ganyan yan. They differ in their perspective of on how to grow the organization. Terror. Okay. You have to do this, I pay you high. You do this, I pay you high. They recognize talents, but they don't recognize the human nature. Parang robot. But for a servant, they build people first. They unite them, they build them, they mentor them and coach them with care. And then they expand. I have, all right. So, selfish yun. I'm the president, ha? I don't like that person. Gawan-gawan mo yan ng ano. Gawan-gawan mo yan ng anomalya para mapatalsik sa company. Yan. Selfish leaders. Yan, nasasapawan ako niyan. Sobrang magaling yan. Ako, nakakatakot. Gawa natin ang kaso. Para mapatalsik. Ma-blacklist. Para hindi na yan ma-employ sa buong mundo. Selfish. Okay? Servant leader builds up people. Unite them. Mentor, coach, and care for them. And then they expand. Number 5, they differ in their perspective and vision. Okay, ang selfish, short-sighted, and reactive. See, most of these selfish leaders are not spiritually overflowing. Or minsan, wala. They're dead spiritually. So they don't have the vision. So reactive lang sila. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Reactive leadership. Di ba? Meron tayong gano'n, reactive lang. The problem with selfish leaders is that they're very reactive. Oh, okay. Yan. He's trying to, he's trying to discredit this company. Sipahin. That's a selfish leader. Just trying to protect himself all the time. And he uses people, or he or she uses people. Kunyari yan, mabait sa'yo pag okay ka, pag may, pag nagagamit ka sa pang tira-tira, you know that tira-tira, hitman. The hitman. So there are some companies with hitman. Mag-ingat ka. That person is a hitman of the president. Oh, no, there's another term in the Philippines. Reporter yan ng president or something like that. So anyways, so they differ in vision. So short-sighted lang, these people. While a servant leader is a visionary. And therefore, this person is proactive. So a proactive leader sees beyond anyone can see. So, hindi siya reactive. So most of the time, a servant leader can arrest challenging situations beforehand because of this person's intuitive instincts. Kasi if you're a servant leader, your heart is clear. one of the components of intuition is peace of mind. If you're at peace and you're whole with yourself, then your gut feeling, kasi yung gut natin is our second brain. So the second brain doesn't function if our brain above is in a disarray. Dapat kasi whole and then peaceful, loving individual. And then that's a time when the intuition really takes place. Kaya ang servant leader is proactive, not reactive. Because a visionary leader is a proactive leader because his or her leadership is attached to a spiritual dimension of himself or herself. Yun. Number 7, they differ on how they see their role. Yung selfish is, of course, bossy and mindful. Yan mga, even, hindi lang yan nangyayari sa Pilipinas, sa buong mundo. You know, yung mga leaders natin, they're all selfish. They're operating on the selfish realm because they were all trained during yung mga era, kasi ilang taon yung mga leaders natin, 65, 75, 85. They were trained during the industrial era when leadership was selfishness. During our century, leadership is servanthood. Kaya mas gusto ko ang mga batang leaders. Kasi mga matatandang leaders, tyrannical pala yun. Mga tyrannical leaders yun. And they're not supposed to rule. They're not supposed, kaya our world is in disarray. Magigera sila. Hindi naman natin gusto yung gera. Yun lang. Para lang just for them to stay in power. Na, ganun yun. So in small organizations, it happens. If you have a very selfish leader, if you have a tyrannical leader, ay nako, the working condition is really worst. Sobrang intrigue, sobrang backbiting, there's so much. So younger leaders are better in my perspective because they've been, especially the millennials to the Gen X yung kami, no? Tapos kayo millennials, and then the younger than the millennials, ano nga kayo?
Gen Z na ma'am.
Gen Z, yun. Alright, so yung mga Gen Z, they make very good leaders. Because yung Gen Z kasi, ang training niyan, transformational na. Yun. Okay, so they differ in how they see role. Yung mga mga matatanda, selfish yan, bossy, mindful, unmindful. Pakialam ko sa'yo, basta deliver, I'm paying you. Deliver, I'm paying you. Yun, utak nila yun. As long as I can use you, you enjoy, pay high, and good benefits. As long as I can use you. Para hitman kita ng company ko. Okay, so ang servant, iba. They are good inside. They're clean inside. So when they deal with people as professionally, on a professional level, as partner kita. Hindi naman partner in crime, but partners. We are partners. You're a part of this company. Let's do this together. If you need something, you just let me know. I'm here to help. Pero ganito, okay, just to balance this unit. Wag naman, we have to do this with peripheries. Of course, tayo mga leaders, we must also learn to build our, peripheries. Don't overdo it. Because when we overdo it, the downside of it is some of the people, may mga abusado din. So to prevent abuse, you have to be kind, but at the same time, you need to have some peripheries. Ano ba yung, ano nga sa Tagalog yun, yung meron konting, anong tawag mo doon? Yung fence, yun? Ganon.
Border.
Yun, border.
Boundaries.
Yun,
Boundaries po.
Yun, boundaries, yes. May boundary kailangan. Kasi yung iba naman, pag binabaitan, they feel entitled. Oo. Lahat na lang ng problema sinasabi sa'yo. Not because you care. O sorry po, hindi ko nagawa kasi namatay yung mga aso namin. O di ba? Oh sorry, I forgot to do this. Yung mga taong forget, warningan nyo rin. Because this is a professional world. You cannot just say, oh sorry, wala akong internet. Oh, find an internet. Oh sorry po kasi wala na. The operation is, you are important and you're a part of the team. You have to make sure that you also deliver. Pag wala ka, pilay yung team. So, kailangan meron ka rin, teamwork nga eh. So, yun, balansehin nyo. You know how to do that. Okay, now let's go to the workbook. Yun yung ating additional additional input for the law of addition. Now, learning the law of addition. Leaders add value by serving others. The bottom line in leadership isn't how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. This is because transformational has something to do with servant leadership. Now, the interaction between every leader and follower is a relationship, and all relationships either add or subtract from a person's life. If you are a leader, trust me, you are having either a positive or a negative impact on the people you lead. So there is one critical question. Are you making things better for the people who follow you? Isang sagot, Jonathan. Laki ng pangalan mo sa screen ko. So, Jonathan, are you making things better for the people who follow you?
I think yes. No, so because right now I have a in our team with Sir Arman, we have those two new salesperson. Uh, we encourage them. We teach them the strategies and the techniques how to deal with clients, and the other one, I think the other salesperson is he is following all our advice instructions. So he's now having a good pipeline in his report, and I think he will reach his quota in this
Wow.
year because he follows our advice.
Ah,
So I think we are a uh we that guy will be in a good position because of following our instruction and advices.
wow. You know, Jonathan, the
Yes.
tone of your voice says that you're a good leader. You know why? Um, it's like an authoritative voice, but it's delivered with care. You agree with me? Diba ganun yung tanong niya? Yung parang when you teach someone, I have the feeling that you have an authoritative personality without threatening people. Parang ganun ka. So, sige, develop mo pa yan. Malay mo maging presidente ka ng Pilipinas. O di ba?
Actually, that's my dream to be the president of the Philippines, and I will make the work days 3 days a week.
Alam mo, alam mo yon. Okay, Jonathan, I'll just share with you. One time, sa Pilipinas to nangyari. I was in the province of the Philippines, and that was yung DepEd pa, not with this organization. I mean, not with this pero matagal na, mga siguro 12 years ago. I was training the principals of mga Mindanao. There was this young man, bata pa siya, and he was helping me out with mga yung projectors because that was a live seminar. 3 days yon, ito rin, the same topic. Ang galing-galing niya. So I said, alam mo, I said, you should be working in DepEd head office. And you have to help them with the curriculum development. Alam niyo, kung taga Maynila kayo, don't belittle the one from the provinces. Ang gagaling din nila. So I said, you should be going there. Alam niyo, kasi may mga classroom nga ako. Meron pa akong classroom with them. 2 years after, nag-chat siya sa chat room. Sa niya, alam mo, miss, nandito na ako sa head office. the same ano din, ganito din, yung sinabi mo, curriculum development, nandito na ako. I think yung Mabriones time yun. There was another counselor, I think in Laguna, na nagtitraining, ganito din. Nung nandyan pa ako. And then, sabi ko sa counselor, iba yung personality nito tao to. And then I went, sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo, you're not just meant to be a counselor. Siguro, sabi ko, pwede ka nga maging senator or congressman. Tapos, nag-chat siya sa akin. Sabi niya, I think congressman or ano meron pang isa aside from congressman na mataas, board member ba yon? I think he ran as a board member. I think congressman na din. Parang ganon. So, Jonathan, cultivate that. Magandang leadership ano yan. Maganda. Gawin mo ng i-expand mo muna yung company ni Cheska, you help. Si maganda.
We'll
Ay,
see.
naku, maganda ang leadership mo. I think, I feel. Okay. So, expand mo yung company ni Cheska. Make it big time. Hindi lang isa, pero maraming branches. And you go global because we Filipinos are global citizens talaga. Mo kahit yung English natin, yung personality, yung kulay ng skin natin, just to encourage all of you, dalawa na ang mga mayors na Filipinos dito sa Great Britain. So, yeah. And we also have parang an MP already, a Filipino MP in Canada. US, meron na din. Konti-konti. Unti-unti lang. Let's change the world one day at a time. Okay, so thank you. So ngayon, let's go back to our workbook. Now, living the love edition, number 1. Okay, if you can't give some evidence of making things better for your people, then you're probably a subtractor. You're not adding value, so you are a subtractor. Number 2, 90% of all people who subtract do so unintentionally. These subtractors are people with a lot of hang-ups. Maraming problema sa katawan. Alam nyo, ito yun. Pag yung leader, mga babaero, walang morality, 3 ang asawa, 3 ang pamilya, how can you be at peace? So, wow. Because we cannot separate personal life from your career life or my career life. Ayusin muna yung sarili and then family. And then, but dapat authentic. We have to be authentic. Inside out, we're the same. Because if yun nga sasabi ko, role-playing. If we role-play all the time, life will be difficult. And everybody around your office will be affected by your own baggage. So remove. O wag nyo nang dalhin sa office yung mga personal problems nyo. You look for a nun, you look for a priest, you look for a psychiatrist, doon kayo mag-heal. Don't dump your trash. Yun. Discourage your members from dumping their trash, their baggage in your office, because an office is a place for professionals. It is not a psychiatric clinic. It is not a hospital. Yung parating na may sakit, may ganyan. Office is not a place for that. Career world is a world of people who are able. So yeah, not because we're transformational, caring, care ka ng care. No, may problema ka, it's your own problem. And the office is not the venue for you to carry your problems. You have to go to the office well prepared emotionally, physically, intellectually, spiritually. Okay, so we have to balance it. Not because we care, we have to allow them to bring their baggage in the office. No, professional world ito. We care for you. So what you do is you can refer them. Go to this parish priest. Kasi, mga parish priest natin, or go to that pastor if they're Protestants. Because churches can perform healing. They have mga healing, they have prayer meetings, they do have household leaders. Okay, doon kayo. This is, our main goal is profit. Business eh. So profit. And if you're into selling something, yun lang ang focus ninyo. Yun ang service na kailangan ng community from you. What is your product, Russell? Anong produkto ninyo, Russell? Russell! Hey! Russell, ayaw mo ba kaming kausap? Russell, Jeff, what is your product?
Hello,
Pardon?
hello. This is Russell.
Yes, Russell, anong produkto nyo?
We are delivering SCADA automation services
Oh,
for electrical and other utilities in
yun lang
the
ang service nyo.
Philippines and worldwide.
Yeah, yun lang ang focus ninyo. Because business is service. So your focus, yung service na bibigay ninyo sa tao is on electrical, only that. Wala yung psychological treatment. Sometimes ganyan eh. May sakit po ako, then go home. Because career world is, like what I've said. So, huwag nyo rin i-entertain ganyan. Abuso yun. Warningan nyo din, I'm sorry, you're not physically fit. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not psychologically fit. So, you have to heal yourself outside of our company. Kasi yun lang naman ang service ninyo. Hindi naman kasi psychiatric clinic, hindi din naman kayo NGO, hindi din naman kayo. So yun lang ang focus ninyo. Make sure that you train people to deliver the best services that they can do to your clients. That's your service, because business is a service. But you have to choose your service. That's the service that you chose. So if you gave your best to your clients, and you serve them happily with the joy, and they're satisfied with your service, you're serving God through your electrical services. Because you did not sign up as counselors. O matao parating may problema, hindi naman kayo dyan na pare. You're not nuns. Hindi. So, iba yon, iba na yon. Sorry po kasi, okay, warn them. Yeah, you're a part of this team, and because of what you did, we were not able to deliver. Our main service here is on the electrical, and we have to make sure that we need to deliver our services at the topmost excellence. Yun ang service ninyo. So, hindi pwede na magdala ng hang-ups. Yun. Dapat may mga boundaries tayo na tinatawag. Okay? And that's the same thing that I tell people. Isang continent. Ganun sila. May mga continent ignorante pa. I'm sorry. At least, Philippines were educated. Ignorante pa. So I tell them, I'm sorry. It's not the kind of feedback I like. I'm sorry. I have a mentor. I'm studying at Oxford. I have a mentor here. Magsasuggest. Alam ko naman tumingin kung sino yung paniniwalaan ko. So I said, I'm sorry, I don't want to waste my time because I have a mentor here. Iba naman mga bishop daw sila, send sa WhatsApp ko ng kung ano-ano. So I tell them, I have a spiritual mentor here. I'm sorry, I really cannot read your messages. Good. Boundaries. Ganyan. Don't be afraid to tell your boundaries in a nice way. Yeah. Because when a leader, number 3 when a leader subtracts and doesn't change his ways, he goes from subtracting to division. Yun. When a leader subtracts and doesn't change his ways, he goes from subtracting to division. Divide and conquer. Yung ibang leaders who are, mga leaders who belong to the tyrannical era, that is what they do. They divide their own organizations for them to win. Papatayin yung isa na ayaw. They're going to kill the other department heads who they think are not supportive of their plans, papatayin nila yun by creating division. And so that they can conquer. Madumi. In our generation, kasama na rin ako sa inyo because I'm 35 forever. So in our generation, we don't subtract. We add value. We promote, we uplift. Because we are supposed to be whole as leaders during this century. We don't divide, we unite. And if there's someone who seemed to be a black sheep, we need to mentor. Pero sometimes kasi nagkakamali rin yung mga personal department. Sometimes the HR, they're not perfect. Na may nalulusutan sila, ang gagaling, parang mga alam mo yun, mga sheep in wolves in sheep's clothing. Nalulusutan sila noon. Galing, mabait pag-interview. Ang galing din ng kanilang psychological test, parang walang hang up. Memorize na yun. Lalo na pag lagi na lang nag-a-apply. So they already know what to answer. Common sense lang naman yung psychological test. Galing ng credentials. Okay. But the persona, the person itself has a lot of baggage. Mahirap. Kahit anong kagaling, ay minsan nalulusutan. So pag may mga ganun na, 3 months lang yun. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, so number 4. In contrast, 90% of all people who add value to do intentionally. Why? Because human beings are naturally selfish. Human beings are basically selfish. So, according to John Maxwell, I'm selfish. Adding value requires me to be out of my comfort zone. Depende to. I think people who, yung tayo, yung mga people who were loved by their parents during their formative years are very balanced. Yun din. You know, for HR, sorry naman, pangit din yung in as much as we give chances to everybody, a lot of HR personnel that I've spoken with, this is their, they tell me the same. And they said like, employees who grew up in loving families are very balanced. So yeah, it's also good to dig into the personal life when you interview people. Relationship with wife, family, relationship with mother, father, if they're not married, because it is also important. I've seen people who are not selfish. They're very giving. Siguro, point of view ni John Maxwell, ito. Siguro meron siyang hang up, when he was younger, yung bata siya before his formative stage. We never know. But, because according to him, I'm selfish. Adding value requires me to be out of my comfort zone. Now, ikaw, hindi dahil sila Amerikano kasi na point of view to. So, sa atin, selfish ka ba? Be honest. Be honest. Cheska, meron ka bang a certain level of selfishness? And giving yourself is going out of your comfort zone. Cheska, kasi siyang big boss. Let's hear her.
Well, actually, I think I am selfish in one way or another, but it takes a lot of effort for me to be the opposite. Syempre when it comes to, for example, yung pag-share ng knowledge sa mga tao, with our current organization kasi, very mataas kasi yung attrition rate ng mga engineers namin. So, para minsan napapaisip ako like, kung limit lang muna kaya yung mga i-share ko kasi baka umalis lang din. Yeah, so, pero yun nga, it becomes counterintuitive later on. So parang syempre ay nag-give in rin ako na i-share pa din. Kasi they won't be able to do their jobs well without those knowledge. So ayun.
Yeah. We are talking of ideals here, but remember that we are a work in progress. Yun. May mga struggles, no, Cheska? Hello?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
struggles. And yung balancing mo, you balance between profit and kindness with pressures. Oo. Okay. I understand that. Naku, totoo yun. This is what di ba my CEO day? Um, one time I was speaking with a CEO then from the Philippines. May-ari siya ng mga skin company before, ganyan. I don't know if she's still doing it. Yeah. Sabi niya, Angela, they were asking me to tell them about my profit, may ganito, may ganyan, yung mga employees ko. And then I said, anong position? Ganito. So I told them, well, it's good to be transparent, but there are things that you need to keep to yourself as the owner. And it's a little bit difficult. Because sa akin not because they are employed in the company, they're all entitled to the benefits of the owner. Because the owner, pangalan ang nakataya sa tax. Pangalan ang nakataya sa tax, gobyerno. Yung the responsibility, the risk of owning a company is already something. It has to be remunerated also. Yung ganon. So, balance lang. But of course, we cannot do everything. We need the help. We need our team. And so they are also very important to us. Minsan napapamahal din. The people that we work with, no, may konting attachment din tayo sa kanila. We don't want them to leave. Ganon. So we need to balance everything. The position of an owner is also very challenging. That's why we need to, kailangan talaga yung mga, all of us in the leadership, uulitin ko, intuition, listen to your gut. Because it will lead you to the right direction. Now, add enough value, number 5 na yon. Add enough value to enough people and your effort multiplies. I think this is what's happening now to you in your organization. People actually last for several years because you're adding value to them. Okay, now leading others to the law of addition. How do you lead your team to the law of addition? These are benefits of adding value or serving others. It benefits those being served. Serving is fulfilling. It allows us to lead with the right motives. And then serving develops a leadership culture and a leadership team. You don't need a little to serve. Add value by valuing others. We add value when we make ourselves more valuable. We add value to others when we know and relate to what others value. We add value to others when we do the things God values. So the more influence I have, according to John, the greater my impact on others, for better or for worse. I want to add value, not take away, not take it away. Okay, now your homework is on number 14. Ask yourself the following questions. How and when are you a servant leader? When do you get impatient or resentful? Are there tasks beneath your dignity or position? Make it a practice to perform small acts of service without seeking credit. What do the people closest to you value? Ayan, yung number 4. Make a practice to perform small acts of service without seeking credit. In an office situation, you need to tell your boss that you you did something meritorious because kailangan niyo yun sa office. But before doing something, you need to tell your boss. Because you're not a church. Hindi man kayo church. Si John Maxwell kasi dating pastor. So yung perspective niya, it's not very corporate. Naging corporate na lang siya when he became an author and when he made business out of this leadership, blah, blah. But yung foundation niya, pastor. So, if you're in a church, okay lang yon. But when you are in a professional setup, you need to be awarded. You seek for awards. Siyempre, kailangan yun for your career advancement. but not selfishly, because you have your goal as well. Kailangan ma-recognize din kayo. You need to seek for recognition, but then do it humbly. You know, when people recognize you, you have to recognize them back. You know, your boss, your office mates, totoo naman din yun, that you cannot really be efficient without the help of your team, without the help of the highest management, without their support, without support of your supervisor, your manager, and your teammates. So, yun, you share your award with them. Ganun yun. So, iba yung simbahan. You know, even if we're religious, the church or NGOs work differently from a business organization. In an Ivy League school, dahil nga, you know, yung negosyo ko, parang it was just dropped on my lap by God. Ganun lang yun. Umupo na ako sa PC ko and I said, okay, konting kwento lang. Sabi ko, sa personality ko, hindi ako pwedeng maging employee. So, I want a business, God, but I don't have money to start my business with. Sabi ng mga magulang ko, mag-aral ka, tapos yan na lang yung pamana namin sa'yo. So, wala nang mana. So okay, I have no money to start my business with. I went to a Yahoo chat room na mga businessman. So, mga siguro 2 weeks yun. And I was looking at this Indian, mga Chinese, mga ganun. And they were sending, mga Yahoo chat room, parang WhatsApp yun, na yung mga advertisements disappear. So, I was reading like, buy one, take one on my carpet, mga Pakistani yun, mga Chinese, mga RTW. And I was thinking, how blessed they are, God, because they have money, you know, for capitalization. Ako naman wala. But there's a way, God. I know there is. I just don't know. But there is. Totoo. One day, kakatawa yun. Merong online stripper na babae, sabi, $100 for 25 minutes show. Ano naman tayo, mga tanga-tanga. You know, I didn't know what that meant. So, nag-chat ako sa mga iba doon na matagal na. So, I said, what does she mean by a show? How does she do it? She shows her body through Skype and we pay $100 to her for every hour. So, her clients were mga may mga internet owners in Egypt, mga ganun. I don't know what places they are paying her that amount. So that was my moment. And I said, oh, if she can have business without any capitalization, Skype lang pala, and showing her body, what do I have that I can sell without any capitalization? So I said, I can speak good English. I can speak good English. And I have my ESL books, which I bought in Seoul when I went there. So yun lang. And everything is history. So, yun lang yung yun lang ang share ko sa inyo. You have to, so with my first client, I asked for a testimonial. You know why? Because I'm in business. Ang hindi ko matanggap. So, yun, yung business ko nangyari lang. Tapos, dumami na, referrals. Nataranta na ako, I didn't know what to do. Na parang, I got so stressed, sinisigawan ko na lahat. It was already stressful. Plus, I was an insecure leader. Ayoko i-share yung aking secret. Mali. Puro mali. I wrote it. That's why I wrote it. From Passion to Profit, My Love Affair with Pentium 4, book ko yun. So, kasi addicted din ako sa social media, kaya, you know, my love affair with Pentium 4. Natutulog ako with my gadgets. Ganun. Binasag nga ng asawa ko isang iPad ko kasi sobra na, nagagalit na siya. I talk to him, I still nagsiselfone pa rin ako yung ganun. So, sobrang galit na yun. Totoo yun. Okay, kasalanan ko. So anyways, everything was in chaos. So nga, nag-enroll ako kay John Maxwell, nag-enroll ako sa isang Ivy League na school sa business naman, entrepreneurship. Ang unang sinabi sa akin, business is for profit. It's not for charity. Hindi ko matanggap yun because we Filipinos, ang turo sa atin, you have to be charitable. No. If you want to be charitable, You have to put up an NGO or a CSR. O doon ka mag-charity sa CSR mo. Pero yung CSR mo, may focus din yun. Hindi lahat bibigyan mo ng pera or bibigyan mo ng oras mo. Isipin mo, and ano yun? Ano dapat yung CSR mo? So ganun lang kalimited yung service because you will be, masisira ulo mo. You know? Kung lahat naman ng mga hindi ka naman NGO, you're not a hospital, you're not service mo, electricals. So mag-isip kayo ng CSR ninyo. If you want to indulge yourselves into service, serving others. So, yun. So ito yung inyong assignment on page 14. Ask yourself the following questions. If you come on time tomorrow, pwede ba tayo mag-start ng 9:30? Okay, those who will come early, umpisahan ko sila, asking them to share about the 5. Okay? So the next, ano naman tayo? Ay nako. The law of solid ground. Okay. So the law of solid ground. So what is the law of solid ground? Well, let's start with our lecture. Additional lecture notes on WhatsApp. Okay. So law 6 is the law of solid ground. The law of solid ground says that building trust requires competence, connection, and character. The law of solid ground is basically grounded on trust. Trust. So learning the law of solid ground, trust is the foundation of leadership. No one is you cannot influence anyone if they distrust you. Trust is like change in a leader's pocket. Each time you make good decisions, you earn more change. Each time you make poor decisions, you pay out some of your change to people. So how do you live the law of solid ground? It says here, we build trust by consistently exemplifying competence. Syempre, you'll be teaching the people, who work with you. So they have to trust your competence. Marunong ba yan? Baka magkasunog-sunog yung bahay pag trainain ako niyan. Baka mag-short circuit, di ba? They have to trust you. Ano ba track record nito? Baka mamaya makulong ako, masunog yung bahay pag ako'y ginawa ko, di ba? Okay, so they need to trust you. You need to be competent in your field. Next, sino ba yung mga nagturo sa kanya? Who mentored that person? Sino nagturo? Sino nag-train dyan? Next, how about his character? Baka naman mamaya, pag nasunog tong bahay na to, sasabihin, ako may sala, hindi siya. Baka naman, ganon, no? So, we have to build trust by consistently exemplifying competence, connection, and character. Mga leaders who blame their members, or yung mga leaders na patay mali siya. I don't know. Why? Ay, may baha? I don't know. Yung secretary ko, you ask him. Chain of responsibility. Moot an academic. If you're the boss, you're answerable. You don't wash your hands. You have to stand up and tell the world. Okay, so character makes trust possible and trust makes leadership possible. That is the law of solid ground. Ngayon, character communicates the following. Consistency. Consistent ba? Okay, consistency. All right. Hindi yung tinitimpla-timpla ka. Well, being unpredictable is also one of those great assets if you're in the military, but not in the context of corporate. Pag military ka, unpredictable yung military mo, especially when you're at war. Wow, excellent. But you're in a company. You have to be predictable. So, consistency dapat. Followers need to know what they can count on. Billy Graham is a great example of this. Dapat alam nila, di yung ngayon, tawa ka ng tawa, very happy, jolly. Pag susunod naman na araw, para ka naman demonyo. So, parang, have you heard of people say, hindi ko alam kung saan ko ilalagay yung sarili ko dito sa boss ko? Because very inconsistent, erratic character, erratic temper. No, it should not have any place in the organization. You have to be consistent with your teaching, consistent. You walk your talk, Okay, potential. You can never go beyond the limit of your character for very long. Okay, next, respect. This is putting what's best for the organization ahead of personal gain and admitting when you're made a mistake. Yeah, this is it. Owning responsibility for your mistakes and, apologizing. Wala namang problema if you apologize. You make mistake, talaga naman, tao lang. But, let's not make it an excuse na tao lang ako. No. So, earn trust with your client. That is very important. Okay, so our additional, dapat may homework pa. Homework nyo na yan, but I'm not sure if you will be able to take that up here. But on page 16, leading others to the law of solid ground, ask your client these 3 questions. Homework nyo na yan, gawin nyo na lang yan without me asking you what to do. Or if you'd like to share your input on page 16, leading others to the law of solid ground, you may send it to our yung supplementary chat room. Okay, so now if a leader does not possess, if a leader does not possess this law, then the law of solid ground, then this leader is in big trouble. And what are the signs that a leader is in big trouble? Number 1, okay, it's in our WhatsApp. Fail to address glaring character weakness. Yun. Gossiping, double crossing, turncoating, balimbing, butterfly. Ayan, nangyayari din yung politika inside the office. Alisin yung politiko, just cleanse our hearts and be real people as we are, because we are actually made to be Christ-like. Nasaan yung pagiging Katoliko pa naman, Christian country, ganyan ang office. Mas talo tayo ng mga Hapon. Because the Japanese, they honor the owner of the company. In fact, they have a term, Shajangnim, I guess. Shajangnim, they bow. Pero mababait din naman yung mga boss nila. Very considerate. The owners of the company, para silang mga kapatid lang. The thing with South Korea is that they know alam nila ilagay yung sarili nila Parang, I'm an employee, so I have to work hard. Ako kasi, when I go there, I go to the office early because I eat breakfast in the office. Mga tao dun, even before their office time, they already work. They eat and work, ganun sila. To them, work is a blessing. So at the same time, the boss naman, he really gives as much to his employees. Kaya yung company niya, it was an architectural firm. Yun yung pinaka the best company na nahawakan ko. 4 months I trained them. Nag-branch out na sila sa Canada, pero na sila sa Dubai. Tinutulungan ko sila dito sa United Kingdom. Tingnan natin kung makakatulong ako. But, there's no harm in helping people. Okay, so fail to address glaring character weakness. Yun yung signs ng troubled leaders. Number 2, count on deception to safeguard themselves. Maraming kasinungalingan, propaganda, whatever. We also have mga propaganda within our offices. It does not just happen in big organizations. Meron din. It does not only happen in NBI, FBI, CIA. No. It also happens in small offices. So, yun, gwardyahan natin yun. Walang ganun sa office natin. If there's something na inhumane in us, yung demonic in us, we become subtractors, not we cannot add value if we do not safeguard our thoughts. Pag may mga negative thoughts dyan, arrest it right away because it's not for you. Hindi ikaw yun. Because ang ikaw ay mabuting tao ka. So that's what you need to believe in. Pag hindi in-arrest yung mga negativity sa atin, failure. We are doomed to failure. Kasi ang negativity, yun nga sinasabi ko, we don't attract who we want. We attract who we are. Pag negative yung puso, negative din lahat ang ma-attract mo. You attract walang pera. You attract all the miseries in life. Kasi the negative in us can attract all the negative. And the positive in us can attract all the positive. You want more money, be positive. You want more friends, be positive. You want your husband or wife to love you, be positive. Be a good person so that you can attract all the goodness of life. Yun. Number 3, you're in danger when you act impulsively. Yun nga, because yung mga, leaders, who we cannot trust are those impulsive leaders. Ano naman yung kanyang, ano naman kaya yung decision ng boss natin? Ano, di ba? Ay, that person is so erratic, He's scary. That person is erratic. As a Japanese Spitz. Yung Japanese Spitz, hindi mo alam kung anong temper. Ngayon, mabait, mamaya, sasakmalin ka, kakagating ka. Yun. So, kasi impulsive. They don't think deeply. They don't introspect. Reactive nga eh. Yan. Sige, sipa. Ayan, mabait. Okay, give him this. Pag mga ganyan ang leaders, very impulsive. People don't trust them. Number 4, they misuse their gifts by corrupting themselves and others. Number 5, they are overcame by an area of weakness. Mga babaero, that's a weakness. Kala nyo, mga babaero kayo, if you have 3 wives, you will be at peace. Even if you're a billionaire, you will not be at peace. Habitual liars, manluloko, doble cara, all these things. Anything that is dishonest propels you downward, not upward. So yun, mga warning yun of the law of solid ground. But I'm sure kayo dyan, mababait kayo lahat. So I speak blessing to this company. And I speak blessing to the companies of other people who are here right now. Yeah? Okay. So ang susunod, we have 46 minutes. Oh my gosh. Tapusin na natin to. Okay. Para hindi tayo magahol. May Korea kasi, yung Korea ko dadating din. Okay. So ang susunod, okay. The law of respect. Ito naman, it's very easy. Okay, the law of respect. So let's start with the additional notes here on WhatsApp. The law of respect. Number 1, respect yourself and those who work with you. And of course, hindi lang work with you. Yung respect kasi it starts with you and your family sees it. Your family sees it. Yun. And the greatest check to our integrity, to the truthfulness of ourselves are not people outside of our home. They're the people inside of our home. Number 2, the law of respect exceed the expectation of others. You have to exceed the expectation of others. Parang, sinabi niya yun, Hindi ko expected. Ginawa niya yun. Hindi ko expected ginawa niya. You have to do 1,000 miles. Work 1,000 miles. Not just a few miles. 1,000 miles. You want to be iconic? Give something. Give a surprise. A pleasant surprise to everybody. Surprise them with something. May mga salesman ba dito? Ang quota mo, let's say 100 million. O magbigay ka ng 10,000 million. Oh my gosh. You don't stop astounding people. Surprise them with good surprise all the time. Kung may mga asawa dyan na lalaki, surprise your wife sometimes with mga bunch of roses din. Because you're not just a leader in your organization, you're also a leader to your children, you're also a leader to your wife. Let's not separate personal life with career, because we have to be a well-rounded leader. Dapat these traits are automatically coming out of us everywhere we go. Okay? Number 4. So, number 3 rather, stand firm on your convictions. You respect yourself. Kahit binabribe ka, i-increasean ko yung sweldo mo. Magnakaw tayo ng mga cables, ha? O hati, 50-50. Di ba? It happens. Oh, I think meron. I think parang, I don't know what company was that. They stole the line of a company where they work eh. Nangangatok sila ng installan ko po kayo ng, I don't know, there's, what do you call that? Like, it's not a mainstream media. Libre po installation, may monthly lang po kayo. So, after, I think, I think after 2 years na, nagko-kolekta sila sa neighborhood, naging news yun sa Philippines. People found out that they were just stealing a line from the company that they work for, and then they were the ones collecting fees from the owners. Illegal. Meron din silang receipt, because they already established their own companies. Illegal pala. You see? So, pag mga ganon, these people are doing crooked things, are people who lack respect in themselves. Walang galang sa sarili, walang bait. Okay? So, possess uncommon security and maturity. Dapat you have to be very mature and uncommon security. Very secure. Very secure dapat ka sa sarili mo. Para mairespeto mo yung sarili mo. No? Number 5, you must have experienced personal and career success. Dapat. Kasi paano ka naman nga, how can people respect you in your given position if the person who is working with you, who's not even, who doesn't even possess your position, and who even thinks like he or she has better track record, better performance than you are, and there you are, you're enjoying such perks in the office, and siya wala naman. So you have to be very consistent, and you have to achieve more. If you want to be iconic leaders, achieve more. Achieve ka talaga, and you need to be recognized for your achievements. Hindi naman to simbahan na, okay, I do this for, hindi. This is a career world. We have to compete, not with anyone but ourselves. Yun. But don't keep it in secret. Meron ba kayong meron ba kayong monthly? May monthly dapat newsletter kayo. Giving awards, may mga employee of the month, mga ganyan. Employee of the month, the greatest salesman in the world, mga ganyan. Okay. So that everybody should achieve, everybody should achieve. Number 6, you have to think of others. Now, let's go fast, We only have 8 minutes now. So this is the law of respect. Learning the law of respect, people naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves. Kung 7.8 ka, someone who has a 9 or 10 might have a difficulty following you. Yun. All right. So living the law of respect. 6 qualities that help a leader gain respect. Number 1, natural leadership ability. One of the greatest pitfalls of natural leaders is relying on talent alone, because talent is not enough. There are many more. There's a book, Talent is Not Enough. Okay, true leadership is voluntary. When people respect you as a person, they admire you. When people respect you as a friend, they love you. When people respect you as a leader, they follow you. Okay. So let's not overdo. Let's not overdo. Um, we have to be a good person so that people will admire us. We have to respect others as friends so that they will love us. But they also need to respect us as a leader so that they will follow us. Mm. So dapat walang feeling of entitlement when we are in the career atmosphere because we need to follow our leaders. Okay, number 3, courage. This demands being willing to stand alone, do what's right, and risk failure, danger, and criticism. Ito yung sinasabi ko. A lot of, madami tayong leaders na tinitrain. And there was one political leader and I told him, you are a very strong leader because you're a crusader. Pag political leader, magaling ang crusader. That personality, crusader. Wala akong pakialam kahit hindi ako manalo. Basta, this is what, I hate corruption. This is it. I fight for corruption. That's a crusader. The best and the iconic leaders are the crusaders. Okay, number 4, success is an attractor. You see, that's why you need to be successful because the more you're successful, the more that you attract good people into your circle. People are drawn to accomplishments. Okay. Advice is cheap. Results are priceless. Number 5, loyalty. This is a dying attribute. Most of us want instant gratification. Loyalty requires steadfastness. Okay, number 6, value added to others. This perhaps is the greatest source of respect. Now, leading others to the law of respect, assignment nyo na to. I'm just gonna give you the answer. Look at the people you attract. Who chooses to follow you? Anong klaseng tao na-attract mo? So, because again, you attract not what you want, you attract who you are. Okay. Kaya maraming mga marriages, di mo. Bait mo dati nung nagpo-court ka sa akin. Ngayon, demonyo ka na, naasawa na kita. Alam mo ang tanong mo dyan, baka meron kang hidden negative characters inside of you that attracted you to that man. Yun. Kasi you do not attract. Relationships is governed by spiritual entities. I mean, when I say entities, mga spiritual yun. Yung ina-attract natin, we have an energy field that attracts people. So if you want to attract the best people, be the best version of yourself. Yun. So number 2, how do people respond when you ask for commitment or change? Yun. So write a purpose statement. This is very crucial. Gusto ko sana to i-take up tomorrow. Pwede bang tomorrow kasi I don't have a class at 12. Pwede ba tayo mag-extend na 1 hour pa? Because I would like to hear you. Itong pinaka-importante, I would like to hear each one of you, yung inyong purpose statement, because this is important. You know, a life without a clear purpose is a wasted life. So, gusto ko sana, pakisabi kay Ella. Yeah. I really want to extend 1 hour pa tomorrow. Anyway, 5 o'clock naman eh. Oo. Para ma-extend. Huwag nyo na akong bayaran ng additional. Siyempre, importante yung money. Pero, nabayad naman na kayo. I can give 1 hour for free. You don't need to pay me. Yun lang. I just want, parang, a sense of fulfillment lang. Na narinig ko kayo, na you did your purpose statement and everything. Okay, so we have 3 minutes to go. May we ask Riza? Riza, anong takeaway mo? Riza?